Hello everyone, you're welcome back to this channel. I want to say a big thank you to those who have watched and then view my previous video. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate what you've done. And today I'm going to be making a new video. I want to say a big thank you. And if you're new, I want to say you're welcome to this channel. Okay. And today I'm going to be making a new video on how to make that gown, that lace gown that you saw earlier. So if this is what you like to watch, okay, kindly watch to the end. And also not to forget to turn on to subscribe, and also to turn on the notification bell, so that whenever I drop a new video you will be notified. Okay. Without further ado, let's move right into the video. um the clothes, these are the materials that I'm going to be working with. Okay, here is zip. They are the materials, the one for designing the neck. This is the lace that I'm going to use, and this is the lining, because it's going to have a separate inner. This is inner. This is going to be used as the inner, separate. Yes, it's going to be separate. And so I'm going to arrange this clothes now in a way that I'm going to start marking on it. And but before we continue, I want you to get note of something. If you're working with this fabric, you have to be sure of the thread they are going to use, because you have to use the exact thread. You wouldn't want to use the thread for this one for this, no, so it's not going to show a neat work. Okay, so when you're making this, I know it's going to be somehow stressful, but that's the best thing to do. So use a matching color of thread, and also matching color of thread for this royal blue. Okay, so let's move right into the video. So what I'm going to do now, you can decide to start with anyone. You can start with the inner, mark the inner one down, or you can start with the lace. Remember, I told you it's going to be separate. So let me arrange the lace for markings, then I will come back. So the shoulder we're working with now is 16. The shoulder we're working with now is 17. 17 divided by 2 will be 8 to 8, 8, 8.2, that's 8 to 3, 1 quarter, 8 1 quarter plus half inch sewing allowance, like so. Then from that point, okay, just draw a straight line for shoulder. That is shoulder line. This is shoulder line. I don't want to use um colored mark chalk, so it will not be visible. It will not be visible. I hope you can understand. I don't want to use colored chalk. Okay, that's why I'm using this white. So after you have marked a straight line for your shoulder, from that point come down shoulder slope, come down shoulder slope. Okay, remember what we are doing now is that we are doing cut together sleeve. It's cut together sleeve that we are doing, so you have to mark the line straight to the other ending. Okay, mark it straight to the other ending. Remember, this chalk, I don't want it to be visible. This is a customer's clothes. Okay, so at the point, at the ending part, that is the ending, the other ending. So what you will do there, so the other ending, after marking it across the other edge, come down 1.5, come down 1.5, shoulder slope. I don't know if you can see it. Just come down 1.5 shoulder slope at the ending part. At the ending part, you can see ending part here. Come down 1.5. There's a straight line here. So from that straight line, I came down 1.5 at the end. Okay. So from there, after that, so you mark the shoulder, the neck point. So the neck we are going to be using is 4 inches. I might decide to increase it later, but I want to use 4 inches for now. I'm using 4 inches. So what you do now is to connect this line from the ending here back to the neck point. Connect it back to the neck point. That's it's going to be used as a shoulder, the shoulder slope. Please, this chalk is not might not be visible. I just want you to bear with me because I don't want it to show. Being that this is a lace net, it's not a ordinary, it's not like other material that even when you chalk it, it will not be visible at the front. So this one is net. If you mark any other color, it's going to be showing out. So I don't want to use any other color for it. I just want you to get, keep get, I just want you to keep get along on how I'm doing it, like how I'm marking it. Maybe you can as well use a paper, or maybe when I'm through, okay, when I'm through, I will use a paper to illustrate what I'm doing here, what I'm just doing here. I will illustrate it for you. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, from that shoulder point or that neck point, I will measure the bust point. The bust point is 11. The bust point I'm using is 11. Okay, the under bust, even though we are not working with under bust, the under bust, or just let's just say 8, the half length is 8, 18, 18, 18, and then from that 18, mark the hip. Place your tape at the waistline. This is waistline. Place your tape at the waistline to locate the hip. The hip here I'm working with is 8 inches. 8 inches, that's what I'm working with. So we have applied all our lines now. So this chalk I'm using now is chalk that I can easily dust out later. Okay, I don't want to use the other one, so bear with me, please. So this is the bust line. Here is the bust line. Okay, remember I have the front and the back together, the front and the back together. Okay, and also remember that make sure that the TIJs are well set. The TIJ, they are well set. That is the scallop of the dress. They are well set. No one is longer than the other. They are well arranged. Okay, so the front and the back, I have, you can do your own separate, like you do front first and then come back to do the back again. So the next thing again to do now is that I'm going to mark the the um, the extension, the armhole depth, like the opening of the armhole opening. So in this case, I'm going to be using like 12. I'm going to be using 12. Yes, I'll use 12. I'll just mark the 12 like so. Okay, so that is where I'm going to be placing the bust measurement. The bust measurement I'm working with is 45 divided by 4 is 11 to 8. 11 to 8. 11 to 8. 11 to 8. Okay, being that I'm going to use zip at the back. Okay, I'm going to use zip at the back, so I'm going to make it 12. I'm going to make it 12 because I am going to take 1 inch out of the back segment. The back segment, I will take 1 inch for zip. So instead of making the back and the front equal, I hope you're getting me, I would rather make the front to be more than the back. So normally they're supposed to be 11 to 8, 11 1 quarter. Okay, but being that later on I'm going to insert zip at the back, so excuse me, I'm going to insert zip at the back. So instead of that, I am going to extend, I'm going to make the front one, the front part, more than the back. So what I'm going to do, that 1 inch I'm going to be, that 1 inch I'm going to be using for a back zip, I will include it here. I will include it here. Then it will now become 12 1/4. Here is it. This is 12 1/4 here. Okay. Then the waist. The waist we are working with now is for 38, 38, but I'm going to make it 39. Just a little ease. So 38 is 9 and a half. But I'm going to make it 9 3/4. So I'm going to add half inch to it. Here is the half inch. I've added half inch to it, to the waist, and plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Remember, I did not add sewing allowance to this because there's a way is the sleeve is going to be cut out from here. I did not add sewing allowance. Okay, so then come over to the hip. The hip we are working with 44. 44 plus 1/4. 44 plus 1/4. Okay, and also 1 inch sewing allowance. Okay, so whatever I have here, remember the down part is not going to be straight. The down part is going to have a little extension, like extend to extend it out. That is the back. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is that I'll place my tape on the waist. I'll place my tape on the waist like this, and I will measure the knee length. So the knee length I'm going to be using, the knee length of the client is 23, but I'm going to move it up a bit, about 3 inches upwards. I'll deduct 3 inches out. So I'm going to be marking 20. I'm going to be marking 20. Okay, that's the 20 inches from the waist. From the waist to here is 20 inches. So, okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, everything that I have here, I have 13. I have 13 here. Then I'll come here and place that 13. I'll place that 13 like so. Okay, I will just take out 1 inch. I'll take out 1 inch. Here, the 1 inch. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to extend it out. Okay, whatever I have here, everything I have here, I will. So what I have here, what I will do now is to extend it to connect to this side. I hope you are seeing me. Oh, you can't see me. Okay, so here is the knee length. I don't know if you can see what I'm marking. Okay, I think it's visible somehow. Okay, here is the knee length. This is the knee length. Here is the knee length. So everything that I have here, this is 11, let me 13. That 13, I place it on the knee length, and I minus 1 inch, take out 1 inch. So on this point now, I'm going to connect it to this down part. Okay, you don't have to allow it to stretch out more. You can just do a little, just a little extension, a little extension like I'm doing, just little like so. Okay, and then connect it back to the hip, connect back to the hip, and also connect to the waist, connect to the waist, and also to the bust, connect to the bust. So remember I told you we are doing cut together sleeve. We are doing cut together sleeve. So to separate the whole thing, to separate it, I could separate the sleeve. Can just curve it, just create a kind of, just create something. out like so. Create something. Okay. So, and then under here, you will do a little curve. Just do a little curve under here. A little curve about 1 inch should be enough. 1 inch will be enough. You connect it back like I did. Okay. So, I'm going to do the cutting now. I'm going to cut it out. Let me extend it, bring it, move it back a bit. Okay. Then the neck, no, remember we have not put down the neck. The neck I'm working with now is I'm working with 4 inches, but the back I'm going to work with 5. The back is going to be 5. Remember I told you I'll be putting zip at the back. So back is 5, while front is 4. I'm talking about the width. Then the depth is going to be 6 for now. 6, or I can make it 6.5. 6.5, and it's going to be a v-neck. It's going to be a v-neck. So from that point I'll connect. Remember the front is 4. From this I'll connect it back to the front. Okay. Or I can decide to extend it a bit and send it a bit. Okay, I think it's okay like so. Let me leave it at 6 inches. 6 inches. Okay. Then the back, I'm going to move out the front. Oh, sorry, you didn't see what I did. Okay, you can see. Remember the width I mark. Remember I told you I'm going to be inserting zipper at the back. So the front I marked 4 inches for the front neck width, and the back I mark 5 inches, being that I'm going to be using zip. I'm going to be inserting zip at the back. So by the time I take out zip, in 1 inch is going to come back to same 4 inches I use in the front. So that is what is going to happen. So for what I did now, I marked the depth of the neck, which is 6.5. I think is it 6 or 7? This is 7 inches. 7 inches. Okay, 7 inches. And then the back is going to be 2. Back is going to be 2 inches or 3. So let me just use 2 inches. This is it, 2 inches. So, and I'll connect it to that 5. Connect it to 5. So I hope you understand. This is back, this one for back, and this is one for front. So I'm going to cut the back first. I'm cutting the back first. You can see. So now I'm going to cut the front. I'm going to cut the front. So I'm going to cut the front now. I'm cutting the front neck. So you can see that is it. You can see. So the next thing again now is to add half-inch sewing allowance at the upper. Half-inch sewing allowance at the upper before cutting it out from there. From here, I've added half-inch sewing allowance. So I'm going to cut out this one. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, remember, because it's cut together sleeve, you have to follow the techniques to cut it. So I hope you can see it. So I'm going to first of all cut the sleeve first. I can still shorten it, can try to shorten it later. instead of leaving it sharp like that, just come here and do a kind of little bit curve, just small curve like so. You can see. So what I'm going to do now is to cut the the material for the designing, to design the neck. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so here you can use a bias to tidy up the neck. Okay, use bias. Then but in the front, I'm going to, like I told you, that navy blue, that's what I'm going to use to design the neck. So let's move over to that one. So I've gone ahead to put the I've gone ahead to design the neck with that the material. You can see I've designed the neck. I've also turn it. You can see. So I've designed the neck now. So you can see it all to the down. So the next thing I'm going to do now is that I'm going to um finish the down part, okay, by using this to close the edge. You can see the edge. So I'm going to use the scallop to close the edge, okay, by stitching it like so. Okay, I will just put it like so. You can see. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Now after that, I will do it at the back too. So after I'm done with that, and I will come back again to show you the result.